in so much traffic is just so tiring. And honestly, if Nigeria is not going to look at the suffering of the masses, then I think there may be a problem. Some of us have been, loyal, faithful. Some of us have believed in Nigeria and its potentials. Even when people talk down on the country and say there is no hope, people like us for, a couple of decades have said there is hope in Nigeria. No matter where we go to, we will return home. For us, this is home. But when home starts to become a bit shaky and, uncomfortable, when home stops becoming welcoming, there's a big problem. My name is Tom Adirele. It's a bumper breakfast show. And on the table, I have Adebayo Idupeju, who, was with me. I was with him. He was with me. Through the ride, and it was not funny. At some point, I dozed off. With the confidence that he was in the car. Because ordinarily with my driver, I wouldn't sleep in my car. But I knew that he was there, and so we went through that together. Adebayo, good morning. You're not looking tired. I am tired.
Well, you've done this a few times this week, but I had to go check that how long does it take to fix an expansion joint. And yes, well, according to the reports I got online, it could take from a few days to a couple of weeks. So that meaning that this may not be out of order, but I think the management, which the security operative seems to be doing better right now, I think if that had been done much earlier, and I think they could still do more, it would be better. Because I started thinking about the number of hours, productive hours that is lost in that traffic. I mean, you are exhausted, I know. I have a little headache from just that ride. And so will be the case for so many people. We imagine getting to work, and it's not every single person around that will be able to just adjust to the situation the way you have adjusted or the way we on the set are. And that's the uniqueness of broadcasters. You don't have a choice, no matter how bad the situation is. You have to just get it going. So good morning, Nigerians. Welcome to another Thursday. Let's have breakfast.
Well, if Rio is sitting pretty in the middle of both of us, it's quite understandable because Rio just came from Magodo next door here to the office, and I'm sure he came much earlier because he probably was on radio. So I don't think Rio went through the struggles and all the nonsense. if you permit me to say that, I don't think it's out of order to say it is really nonsense, because it is nonsense anyway. So thank God that Rio didn't go through that. He's here, sitting pretty, looking unruffled, and I'm kind of jealous. I'm not very happy that you're looking.
You're unruffled.
You're unruffled. I'm not happy about that. But anyway, real good to see you this morning.
Thank you very much, Tom. Sorry for the stressful journey and nonsense traffic. I hope they get to fix that early, at least. I mean, just to save people's time and then save production time. Well, I might not have gone through a rough journey to the office, but what if my tummy has gone through a rough journey from my mouth to the tummy? And but thank God, I know very soon I'll start waking up to food. I'll start coming back from work to meet food. And I imagine myself as a parent. Now go to your bed and sleep. I said go and sleep. I just cannot wait.
So really, it's all in your hands. It's all in your hands. So it's up to you.
It's up to God. It's
anyway,
up to
he
God.
already said to us very soon. So
hopefully. Well, thank God. It's a delight to be on the table again. And I'm always happy whenever I'm flanked by, Adebayo Ilopeju and Tom Adirele. It's always fantastic because you will have one or two things to learn. You will learn, you will unlearn, you will learn, you will be corrected, you will feel among. They will make you feel like, oh, we are age mates. So let's talk. Especially when you don't have to call mommy and daddy or Mrs. and Mr. Or no, just call. Like, I like to do it for Abiola Ismail. Whenever he's sitting beside me, I say, like my brother now, Abiola Ismail. He will say, Jack Akbari program. So it's just a fantastic one. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nigerians. Good morning to you. Let's have breakfast.
Okay, let's have breakfast. And how do we start breakfast? We start with the first course. Tinubu approves purchase of 2 new communication satellites. The story says the federal government has approved the purchase of 2 new communication satellites to boost Nigeria's digital infrastructure and support President Bola Tinubu's plan to grow the economy to $1 trillion. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Mr. Bosun Tijani, disclosed this on Wednesday in Abuja at a press conference to mark Global Privacy Day 2026, organized by the Nigerian Data Protection Commission. Tijani said the approval marked a significant shift in Nigeria's digital strategy, noting that the country currently stands out in West Africa for lacking active communication satellites, a gap the new assets are expected to address. He said, as you know, Mr. President has been very clear about his ambition to build a $1 trillion economy, and digital technology is central to achieving that vision. But I think, most importantly, one that might come out to wrap your mind, that the President has now approved that we should procure 2 new satellites. Nigeria today is the only country in West Africa with non-communication satellites, and we have been given the go-ahead to procure 2 new ones, ensuring that we can use the satellite to connect. He also said progress has been made on the federal government's flagship 90,000 kilometer fiber optic backbone project, which is aimed at expanding broadline access across the country. According to the minister, about 60% of the fiber project has been completed, while funding for the remaining work has already been secured. The 90,000 kilometer fiber optic project is not a dream. About 60% of the work has already been completed, and the funding of the project is secure. As we bring more Nigerians online, connectivity without protection is incomplete. Privacy is the foundation of trust, safety, and sustainability in the digital world. The success of Nigeria's digital economy will depend not just on infrastructure and talent, but on trust, and the NDPC remains central to building that trust, the minister said. Tijani said the Tinubu administration was positioning digital technology as a key driver of inclusive growth, better public service delivery, and long-term economic expansion, adding that investments were also being challenged into digital skills, rural connectivity, and institutional reforms. He stressed that the expansion of connectivity must be matched with stronger data protection, especially as Nigeria's young and digitally active population continues to grow. He described the NDPC as central to the country's digital transformation, saying trust and privacy were critical to sustaining innovation. Tijani said Tinubu signaled early commitment to data protection by signing the Nigeria Data Protection Commission Act into law shortly after assuming office. Meanwhile, Nigeria's data protection sector has grown into a 16.2 billion naira industry, generating thousands of jobs and strengthening investor confidence, the National Commissioner of the NDPC, Mr. Vincent Olatunji, has said. Well, the story seems quite long, but the meat of the story we already know. That the president has approved purchase of 2 new communication satellites. For us, and we hope that the monies that have been approved will be channeled, to actually purchasing these satellites. Adebayo Elupeju, just as we have heard, Nigeria is one of the only countries in this part of the world
that doesn't have a communication satellite.
And I think this is quite shameful. Our priorities have not been, properly set. I don't know why our scale of preference seems to be tilted, to
less important
less important things. That's the word. Less important things, and the things that are of great importance are actually pushed to the background. It's unfortunate. This is where we found ourselves in Nigeria. But yeah, they say it's better late than never. All right, what's your take on this?
I would have been happier if I had taken enough time to check. I remember that we have NICOMSAT, and there used to be NICOMSAT 1 and 2. So, but at this particular moment, hopefully maybe Rio might be able to bring something up on that. NICOMSAT 1, NICOMSAT 2, I have. So we used to have. Now that we don't have, I would have wanted to ask, but it didn't occur to me early enough. I would have wanted to know that, okay, what happened to those ones? And
First of all,
yes, why are we now just getting? So, and why I raised those questions is, in Nigeria, there's something that bedevils us. That is the culture of maintenance. We lack it. We do not know how to maintain things. And you can look at infrastructures across the country. We do not have that maintenance culture. So we wait till things deteriorate, and then money is wasted. So that being as it is, it's a good development, because we're talking about data protection and all of those. When we have to depend on Cyprus, or we have to depend on the US, we have to depend on China and all those places for our own data protection. This is going to really, really help us. It's going to push us forward. It's going to make it easy. I've been in debates where we're discussing that Nigeria, or even Africa generally, we run on foreign infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure, technological infrastructure, our fintechs, all these bodies that are pushing the economy are sitting on other people's infrastructures. So it means that at any moment that somebody decides to deal with Nigeria, they can just pull the plug on us. So I think this is going to push us a bit further. And then as a stepping stone for the blue economy, because quite a number of Nigerians have abilities to do so many things, but because these infrastructures are not in place, we, even communications, general communications, there's been times, I told you, Tomo, a lot of times that I will say, Baba, I tried to call you now, you didn't answer. And then you say, but my phone was right by my side.
Exactly.
So even at that minimal level, because the journey of getting it, so, and I heard in the conversation, I heard that the fiber optic, which is another thing that I want to ask about as well. That's if the, should I say, Minister for Communications, either Science and Tech, that fiber optic has been in the conversation for as far as maybe 15, 20 years. There was a time that they were laying cables all over the country. There was the gist of somebody passing fiber optic all the way down.
I know that within the island axis, there is this, it's called, what do you call it? Fiber One.
Fiber One.
Fiber One.
Fiber One is
just, it's one of the service providers.
It's a service provider.
But with what is Cyber One working with? So, I'm sorry, with what is Cyber One working?
They are working with fiber, actually. They are working with cable.
No communication satellites.
They are riding on external, you understand? So okay. That's why I mentioned the likes of Cyprus, Russia, and all those places. Okay. So if we get this right,
then it will be cheaper.
It's going to be cheaper, then it's a bigger advantage. So things that we route to places like Russia, Cyprus, all those places, we are able to now monitor things better. Most of our observations are second, should I say, third-party observations. You understand? But with this, it just boosts quite a number of things, and we can do much better than we are currently doing. But I must give it to our guys, the guys who are in fintech and all that. They give me confidence that yes, we can actually get there. That's, we are running a way. We're not abandoning it, but at least we're opening new chapters. And so these new satellite communication satellites are doors into bigger opportunities from Nigeria, for Nigerians, and for even the younger generation, for everybody.
Well, real. Adebayo Olukoju says, that he sees it as doors, being open, for greater opportunities for, Nigerians, generally.
If they do the right thing.
So I was going to ask you, real. What if Nigeria happens to this again? And the reason I ask this is simply because I know at some point, when I was president of my old students association, I got a company to open a website for us, and apparently, they said the host was, I think it was Nigerian or something like that, and we were really having a lot of issues, and so they had to connect with some, I'm not a techie person, and I'm like, so why is it that because it is .ng, there is so a lot of it was having a lot of downtime, so people will want to go on the platform and then their servers will be down. For me, that was quite worrisome. And then, I'm trying to bring that into this scenario and say, I hope Nigeria doesn't happen to this project, Rio, just give me 1 second. It's like Adebayo wants to say something.
So, I was stylishly pushing that part of NICOMSAT to Rio.
And he was doing a research as well.
So I quickly checked, and I saw that NICOMSAT 1 was launched in 2007 for $340 million. It was deorbited in November 2008, following a power failure only 18 months into its 15 years.
That was the second one.
Lifespan.
The first one was in 2003.
Okay.
Oh, was it 2000?
Okay, now.
So
give us the facts.
Okay, so I think you can carry on that, because I wasn't sure that.
No, because I don't know where you are heading to. You understand?
I asked
he wanted. But while you asked him that question, he started doing his research.
Yes, so please,
I saw him, so he can give us the information. First of all,
you said if Nigeria would happen to. I want to believe, I want to give kudos to the communications innovation minister, because I have sat on this table and I criticized him constructively anyways, because you cannot say you are minister of communication and the innovation that is there, we are not seeing any innovation in the country.
We have criticized.
So I've sat down to say, why can't we have our own network, our own this and all, and instead of, depending on other people. So yes, in 2003, when they have the NICOMSAT 1, the route retired, so I don't really know what happened there. Then in 2007, they have NICOMSAT 1 again, and what happened?
1 or 2?
1 again.
Still
one. Yeah, that's the first one. The route retired. The second one, the route failed. Okay. And trying to see why it failed, it was because of power outrage, power failure. So to even have a standard satellite or a strong telecommunication, your power must be very strong. I notice if I'm in my house and the electricity went off, what will happen immediately is network will go from my phone.
True.
I'll start thinking, they've taken the light. So we have to wait till when they switch on their generator or they restore power back. That's when you have, or you go outside your house.
Do you have Wi-Fi at home?
Yes, we have.
Or just your mobile data?
Mobile data.
Mobile data.
The whole network goes up comes down
that
to
happens
zero.
to me when I'm in my daughter's
It's
house.
like national grid coming from something thousand to
Yeah.
000. Yeah, so why I feel like it's going to be different this time. If you check the last time we had, there are two in operation and now, NICOMSAT, one HAR. One is active at the moment, but I don't know, maybe it's a PPP. Maybe it's
Okay.
public-private partnership.
Partnership.
Because what they said is we don't have. Now they want to create and two. And in the recent time, I noticed that His Excellency has been approving so many infrastructural projects. And there have been so many development. Nigeria might not be seeing this now, but maybe because we are in the news, we get to see this every time. And they are monitoring this thing closely. Now, for the minister office, I love the fact that two are coming. But why I feel like Nigeria might not happen to this? The last time we had one of the NICOMSAT satellite was in 2011. That means throughout Jonathan's and Buhari's administration,
There was nothing.
there was nothing.
We're riding on other people's.
We're riding on other people's. In short, Jonathan treated us like we were children. He was a Father Christmas to Nigerians. But maybe people don't. I don't get to know until when he left office. And Tinubu said, "I am not doing Father Christmas. You buy fuel at the normal."
It's actually
what's
gone
it
up.
called?
Fuel has gone up.
Yes, it has gone back up.
It has gone back up. I even heard that foreign
That's
fuel
global
is more
crisis.
cheaper than Dangote's for at the moment. But I mean, we are used to it going up and coming down,
Let it be going
fluctuating.
and coming.
Coming down.
Yeah.
It's better than it just goes up and
So,
goes
so
up.
I believe that the minister is a very young person. You know, after finishing in uni, just went to the UK to study more because I just saw that too, and I want to believe that he must have sat down and tried to do his own research on why this thing was failing, because you don't really learn on people's success, you learn more on
On their
people's
failure.
failure, right? Why did this thing
Their
fail?
mistakes and
So
failures.
if they said it was because of power that made it fail in 2007, now look at, we are now talking about band A. Nigerians are now enjoying electricity, but maybe not the Ogun State people, right? Not the
No,
Ogun State
no.
people. I said,
No.
only God knows the band that you
No,
guys are.
no, not even Ogun State. In Agugi, my daughter is on band A, and she does not get lights.
You know,
They're
another
always
thing.
taking their lights.
Another thing I notice is sometimes there are a lot of loads on some particular phase or transformer. And let me take, for example, Magodo now, Magodo phase 1. There is a place where they switch people's light
Where the
off.
bigger boys live.
Maybe.
That's where we own.
Maybe.
I know, that's why I said the bigger boys.
There are ghettos in those places too. So
Well, you
just
think that it's up to you. I mean, if you know those places.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying, okay, in general, let me just say, to an extent, the electricity industry or sector is growing to an extent. At least they now want to fix this, do this, and we are seeing it, even though it's expensive and it's not circulating. But now they now know the importance of having power and creating or having a satellite. So I want to believe this minister must have done his assignment and his assessment before he would say, okay, let's have two at a time. And the president too must have seen, okay, these are the things. But don't forget that the president have a target. He's doing business for Nigeria with Nigerians, because he's saying, aside from we want to create this this satellite to have stronger communication, I still want to meet up $1 trillion economy. You understand? So that means don't expect that it's going to be cheap. That is the first thing that is coming to my head, because everything President Tinubu is giving to Nigeria, and Nigeria is saying, oh, we appreciate this, oh, this is getting better. They are not coming with, oh, it's our government. It's coming like a foreigner that is making those provisions because they are expensive. And then another thing this man did that I saw that he did, he has already trained about 300,000 youth or people in different tech departments. And I want to believe that they are coming back to use this guy and make it like a division of labor. You do this, let's fix this. If that was his plan for training those 300,000 people, and they are still training people, kudos to him. And that is because sometimes because they want to embezzle, they just create one quick program. Remember the former minister for women affairs, that we go to people's event and stop them from doing it. Like, no, we don't approve 100 million for you to be doing this kind of thing. So this event will not go on. So I know sometimes they organize projects like that just to siphon money. But if his reason was, let's train people first, because one of the disadvantages we will have is less professionals that would handle this thing, less manpower. But if we first say, oh, we want to build a house, let's start from the foundation. Let's have people with knowledge of this thing. How many people have they? Because this project actually will create employment opportunity for Nigerians. So if we start to see projects like this, even the outside world, the Western world, we see that we are ready for development. They would want to partner. You start doing things that will attract people that want to come to you, and it's a good one for me. I mean, I just hope they do this thing well, and Nigerians don't happen to it, or Nigeria don't happen to it. If it goes well, it's a good one for us, because I mean, we will stop patronizing what's it called, other countries or foreign countries. Then we know we have our own. No, it doesn't come cheap. It doesn't come cheap. I even saw it that it will be expensive, but you'll probably get value for what you're paying for.
I mean, if you get value for what you're paying for, just like petrol,
seems like we don't longer queue like we used to queue.
It is available. So I think that if you get value for what you're paying for, then you can cut your coat according to your size.
And I think we consume more fuel now than before when we queue.
Yeah.
So you referenced something. You know, we always say from one point to the other in our conversation. For power distribution, I think it's pretty much about monitoring and evaluation, really, because people pay a lot.
True.
Yes, truly. We are on the same we're on the same power grid with you guys. We are with Ikeja.
Band A.
I think I'm in band B.
So
B or C.
like
but there's power. Now,
enjoy
all the times that there are issues, I pay attention to what the issues are. But you see, if discourse are properly monitored with the proper regulation, which NERC tried to an extent, but I think they need to do more. These guys, okay, I'm not going to talk about our neighbors. There was an award which was a negative one to the directors of Ikeja
Electric.
You understand? It was negative. It was the body that just recently.
Let's talk about it.
I
don't understand. Why are we sitting on this? We can't talk about it.
I like those are things I like to talk about.
There's a business forum that said the award for the worst
Director
management for electricity distribution goes to Ikeja Electric, and they named some of the directors.
Oh.
You understand? Now, I took it with a pinch of salt. Maybe there was some beef. That was why I didn't really want to talk about it. Because, okay, you are talking about Agogi.
That's Eco Electric.
Which is, you understand, under Eco Electric. And that complaint is there, especially for Band A. You understand? These guys in Band A, you know what they pay? If you buy 10,000 naira power now, it cannot last 3 days.
3 days.
And you are just using normal house setup.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's not like you are
So
using
expensive.
all. So where that award came from, I would have expected that if Ikeja gets a bit of it, they should have shared another portion to Eco. That's for us on this side.
And
then if you now go to Ibadan, another
in fact,
story.
Ibadan is no.
But there are places in Ibadan that they enjoy electricity,
power,
like very well.
So the thing
well,
is,
I know places in Ibadan that
they don't
enjoy power, and then Ibadan also feeds us. They give us.
I think Ibadan feeds Magboro
they feed
area.
us.
Yeah.
And
IBDC.
let me tell you how it runs. We have light this morning. And when
it's 1 day on, 1 day off.
No, it's not 1 day on, 1 day off. No. So it's either you are morning today, night tomorrow, then no light. Now, when you say morning is supposed to be maybe like 7 to maybe around
12.
4. No, morning to 4.
Okay.
Then they take that light and give it to the people having night. You know, maybe around 5 till the next morning. That's what it's supposed to be. But they will bring your morning lights at around 11 and take it around 1.
2 hours.
So
everybody will rush and go and iron.
You've had like, you pump your water, you do the things you need to do. That's morning light for you. Night lights, they're supposed to bring around 5 and leave it till the following morning. Take it around 7 or 6:30. They give you, if you're lucky, they bring it at around maybe 7, sometimes 10 o'clock, and then by maybe 3 a.m. it's gone. So I don't know what Ikeja electric.
If you recharge 10,000,
so if Ikeja electric,
like that, you can use it for
if
3
if Ikeja electric is charged, is given the worst.
Then you don't know what they will.
I don't know what they will
maybe
give to
no rating
Ibadan
at all. No rating.
electric. So I don't think, like you said, I think that may.
I think there's
another
another food.
Yeah.
That was why I didn't want to talk about it. You understand? But even referencing all that, there's licenses released. I know it takes a lot to set up these power generating infrastructures, but Nigerians need to embrace it. Nigerians need to put their money into these things. Nigerians also need to call out these guys to improve their infrastructures. You see why we have most of these problems? Is that infrastructures are expired and they are patching, not replacing. So if we continue to patch, there will always be tripping. Something happens, the bird falls on a line, it causes OKRO issues. Also, I saw a video of saboteurs. And so, just as we did with pipelines, there has to be a tracking system so that you can easily tell exactly where the problem is. Well, I saw a video of where saboteurs took stones and rope. They go to certain points towards where the national grid is. They throw the stone across the power cables. You understand? They've tied one end to a tree. They now throw the heavy stone across so that it brings the wires together. And once that happens, it trips. So if they want the grid to be tripping every day, it will trip every day. There's a task force monitoring it actually. But we need to start talking to these people who do these things. So most of the collapse is actually as a result of those. Most. It's actually most.
It's saboteurs that just go after.
In the past, you will find out that transformers are missing, cables are lost.
Yes.
It is these people.
Even
that
this expansion joints is Bola.
So
honestly speaking, there was a time that it was alleged that a local government chairman recruited some guys to go damage some infrastructure so that they can make money. So you see those guys throwing stone. I won't be surprised if it's part of the director inside the same sector that is saying go and damage it so that they are doing it in Nigeria is so corrupt. You guys need somebody like you.
So you understand?
Somebody like you.
You see, why we pay attention to the faults coming from the government side. We also need to now look at our people. That we need to open our eyes. We need to also open our mouth. If we see something, yes, I know it's dangerous, but we have to start saying something. Because sometimes people see these things happen, but they don't even know what it is. They are curious, but they won't ask questions and they won't raise alarm. That's my solution.
The government too should be vigilant enough, The government recruited some of the militants one time and said, see, you guys should be like the what's it called? The pipeline security. And they were paying them. That's where you have the Tompolo guy.
Yes.
That's where you have the Asari Dokubo guy. So you can do the same thing with those repentant bandits and Boko Haram that you said, oh, they've repented. I mean, maybe lack of jobs and poverty mentality was the reason. So if that's what you will give them as a job, you know that whenever somebody said a story, I'm sorry to, she said whenever she keeps money inside the house, the money just get missing. And then there are just 2 children in the house with her. She will keep money. By the time she come back, the money is missing. And she called this one, let's say, Taye, where is this money? I don't. So now what she now started doing is, when she's going out, she wants to keep money. Taye, come. Kehinde, come. I want to keep 5,000 naira under this DVD. So you guys should pay attention. Help me to look at it so that it won't miss. 2 years, the money is still there. Because both of them, it's only the 2 of you that know that this money is there. So it's something that you can use those bad energy make
You can
them
channel it.
your
Channel it.
instead of saying come and go and learn how to make cloth, and 1 month 2 months those guys are broke again, they want to go back.
They learn how to sew, but there's nobody to sell to. So we need to actually, learn how to channel energies appropriately. So that point is very, very valid.
Yeah, and another point that you made is going to lead me to another topic, not one that we had pre-arranged or pre-programmed or pre-scheduled. See something, say something. I saw something recently, and when I say I saw, I know. I'm privileged to know that it happened, and I think it's something we need to discuss.
Okay.
So I got a call from my cousin's driver day before yesterday night, and he says, "Oh, that they took his car." I said, "What happened?"
Who took his car?
He said, "Last man
Okay.
took his car." On this same table, we have sung the praises of Last man. I don't know if you were here.
Yes, that
Leo,
you went to the office.
That I went to their office and I said, "Oh my God." They were so, I couldn't believe it, because you know when you see these people on the road,
Yes.
and the way they behave, you just think that they really come to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when I went to their office, I was taken aback. I had to come on air to
tell
talk
the
about
world.
it. I'm telling you, from the reception, impeccable English.
Yes.
It was, I was thrown, my mind was blown away. And, and I had to tell them that I'm totally surprised. In fact, they now took me around, showed me how they train their staff. They will have, some of them were there, the leaders of different zones and all of that. They train them so that they can go and retrain, and I was surprised. So on this table, I've spoken well of LASMA, but this one I will say. So he says the car was taken away by LASMA, taken to their Oshodi office.
Okay.
And I'm like, why? What happened? He said, well, he went to the market and he parked the car where he usually parks it, where he's been parking it for years. Apparently, and this is at Jakonde,
Okay.
in Lekki Axis. And apparently, I think there's a new car park that had been constructed.
Oh, okay.
So, but some people don't even know that there's a car park there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, a lot of cars still parked where they're used to parking.
Yes.
What am I trying to say? I think there should be a lot of sensitization.
Absolutely.
There should be, just awareness. Help the people know that this thing is there for them to use.
For us to use.
You
So
understand?
You tell us.
And you tell us. But rather, what happened that day, from what I hear, the senior special advisor to the governor on transport, was instructed by the governor. You know that there's a lot of repairs going on in that axis
Yes.
as well, and so there's a
So
lot
you
of
need as
traffic.
much- if
There's a
there's
lot of
space for
traffic.
vehicles to
Yes.
pass.
So I think the report got to the governor, and because I was in that traffic a couple of days ago, so I actually understand.
So it was like an executive order.
It was
Everybody on that road. Everybody on that road.
exactly. It was an executive order. He didn't know that. In his opinion, it was LASMA that took his car and so on and so forth. But from my investigation, it was an executive order to just take anything and everything that
Clear the road,
just
clear
clear
the
it.
road.
So his car, unfortunately, was one
Was
of
one
the
of
cars
those.
that was picked. And there we are. But you see, I think it is our responsibility to see something and say something. The governor sits in his office and goes for various assignments and certainly doesn't know a lot of
Exactly
things
how
that's
it's going
happening.
down.
And even when he's delegating to his
Subordinates?
yes, the subordinates, for want of a better word, he's just doing it because of the feedback. He wants Lagosians to be comfortable.
Right.
We have praised the governor on this
And
program.
that comfort
He's
now
a working
turns
governor.
to that
It now
comfort he
turns-
wants to give us now turns to pain.
pain. So
Instead
we
of other
need to
people.
also let him know that people need to be sensitized, and that we don't want to turn the law enforcement agents into terrorists,
Yeah.
in the sense that we're supposed to be looking up to them. They're not terrorists, they're not. But when they come and terrorize
And
the
because
people,
they have fire behind them, so
yeah,
they don't have a choice.
they don't have a
than to-
choice, you understand? So we need to let them know that, please, you're doing a good job, but we need to ensure that these people know these things. You know, if they don't know, although they say ignorance is no excuse when it comes to the law, but if they have been parking, you know, there for donkey years, because there was nowhere to park. Now that you've made somewhere for them to park, let them know.
The strong sensitization.
And let these security agents be the friends of the masses. They say police is your friend. I don't know how friendly, really. You know, but that's the kind of thing that should happen.
Yes.
You know, they should.
The speed limit on the third mainland bridge,
Yes.
Mobolaji Bankanto.
Yes.
If you look at the kind of sensitization that was around it, and I don't even know anybody that has been penalized yet, but you know, the thing is in our head.
Yes, so when you get there,
You just behave.
Yeah.
You understand? So they can always put a window.
a window,
that.
that's it.
Now, in the case of the Lekki axis, yes, because of the construction works, I think there's always those funnels of communication that they would have used, and they could have even gone as far as now erecting signs there, no parking, fine 200,000. You understand?
Yes.
Anybody who sees that, or more in this economy, I can't afford to. So you start asking. Usually, I tell people there are certain, and so because of that,
Or where there is one way.
see, you know, for
But-
many years we suffered that one
We
way.
suffer and it
People
was the
will
same
cover-
last
People
month.
will cover. They will cover
They'll
it.
cover
Nick.
it. No, I can't. We can't say for a fact
it
that
like
it was
Yaba?
them that
Yaba.
was covering
Oh,
it,
God.
but it was being covered. Let's put
Yes,
it that
it
way.
was being
It was
covered.
being covered, and then you will find the last men at those spots.
You
So
just
as soon
pass
as you
and just catch
default, they just get in your
Last
car.
one was even better. People that were really arrested were these task force guys.
Task force.
Yes.
Task force very.
Yes.
They will chase you with their.
I mean, and that, no, honestly, no. Let's look. We can talk.
So-
we can laugh over it, but it's not.
No,
a good
it's a
thing.
big pain.
It's a pain.
I have a friend that wanted to pass through a route, but he was not sure. Then he tried to park close to a last bar and asked, "Can I pass here?"
Or
The guy said yes. He passed. The other
They
guy
just-
Yeah, I've
it's
arrested
not
heard.
him.
preferred.
Yeah, I've heard.
It was
So-
like I told this guy. He said I should pass,
those
and
are
that
the-
one walked
those are-
away,
Those are the bad eggs.
and that one arrested him.
Like you said, when you went to the last mile office, what you saw, I have defended, and it's funny how it happens. I have defended last mile. The first time I offended when they started operations was at Orego. And so the guy came, "Sir, you are not supposed to be here. See, the light has stopped you, and this is where you're supposed to be." I said, "So what's going to happen now?" He said, "Well,
You have to go
I
with me
know.
to my office.
no," he said, "I know it's that you are not aware.
Okay.
So this is it, this is it, this is it."
So just reverse back.
You understand? And so I adjusted. But I think for some reason, in fact, the guy, I think he was the boss at that time. I can't remember his name, one slim guy. That was when they started. So I had to I got acquainted
With
and
him.
I went to his office just to meet with him.
Nice.
Because that's the way he
Yes.
behaved was just, because if it was those bad eggs, they would stress me. A police officer had arrested me at Allen Junction way back to maybe 2007. It was a stop and search. It was an inspector, Hausa inspector. The conduct. So you see, and I had also experienced terrible police officers. They almost killed me one time. 2 officers, because they needed money and I didn't have money. So, but this officer, his men were there, armed, and he just said, "Excuse me, sir, park." I didn't have the papers for the vehicle, but that was not what he was looking for. He said it was a stop and search. They were looking for drugs. Searched me. But the courtesy in the whole process, you know, even me, I was just praying inside
I
me
just
that,
will get it right.
that it shouldn't be by mistake that somebody had dropped something in my car. Because the courtesy from this officer, if I am guilty, hey,
Those
but you know
officers
that
don't
courtesy.
take
So
sorry.
I'm already dealing with myself already. So if we can just get to that level,
Honestly,
service delivery, let's call it. That
Yes.
was good service delivery.
yes.
So, but government has to learn how to pass information. I did
It's
another
very
defense job.
important.
I did another defense job. What's that place called? Somewhere around Ajegunle where they are demolishing structures now. with the water, pump water.
You're like me. Just keep quiet. Do you know where Makugo is? Makugo is in Yaba. And I think Ajegula is in Apapa.
There are 2, 3 Ajegules now. You have
So-
1 year, you have 1 year, you have 1 day.
So, we saw videos, influencers have started publishing video, they drove people out of their homes and all of these. And so I was on a platform and they just brought it up that the government, they are insensitive and all of that. But I had read about that event even before the influencers started publishing. So I said, look, the problem always is government goes to warn. But the approach of warning, the way they pass the information, if there are 500,000 people here, if you pass your message to 50,000 people, you have not passed the message. So to those of us who are reading the paper, who knows the plans of the government for one place or the other, we don't even live in these places. And to people who don't have anywhere to go, even when you pass the message to them, they don't want to hear the message. So you must, the way Yoruba say, you understand? You must.
What does that mean?
You
now?
must emphasize the message to the deaf.
Oh, okay.
You keep whichever mode that you are going to use to pass
You are
the
going
message.
to break his head.
So
See, I
whatever
know
means,
what I'm saying.
he must hear what you're saying.
That's true. No, but on a more serious note,
So government have that job.
they have the responsibility.
But did you see Sanwo-Olu's video as regards the demolition of Makoko? He said for 2.5 years.
Yes,
Yes, I know.
They have been going there, warning them, talking to them.
You remember when this government first took over? I was not a fan.
True.
Right?
I was not a fan.
True.
But I was.
But because you're a party person. You understand? I was not a fan. But if there's something I must say, I doff my hat for the Lagos State governor. Honestly, he's doing so well. And listen, I'm not saying he's done it all.
Yes, there's always going to
It
be
is
more.
work in progress.
Yes.
But I live in Ogun State, so I know what I'm talking about. Honestly, I wish I could borrow him.
At least do something
Please
small for
just
us
come
on
and
this side.
teach. Honestly, I just think we should bring it to the attention.
That means every time we want to elect people, we need to also check track records.
Yeah.
Sanwo-Olu had gone round almost all
True.
the departments
True.
in Lagos, and
True.
his records actually speak for him.
True. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so kudos to the Lagos State Governor. You're doing a great job, but you need to make sure that, information dissemination is key, for Lagosians. We'll take a break on the Bumper Breakfast Show right now, and when we return, we'll be looking at the newspapers. Please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It's still the Bumper Breakfast Show.
Ten singles step into the love pad where love isn't just found, it's tested.
Moving along. I'm exploring.
Lines blur, desire takes over, and jealousy hits harder than any storm.
I'm jealous, and that's not something I hide.
The book.
Some find romance they've waited for their whole lives, and where there's love, there's bound to be heartbreak. In the love pad, every heartbeat counts, but in the end, who will find true love?
One of the reasons why we had to take that break was because we were briefed, on certain things that had actually happened yesterday in Lagos State. And so, it was just to buttress, what we were talking about before the break. So, welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast Show. And we are, we are well informed that, Rio was talking about the Makoko
Yes.
demolition,
Yes.
and, a lot of demolitions has been taking place in Lagos State. And of course, there have been compensations going on. The governor promised to compensate, and he has been compensating. I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just telling
No,
you.
he
I'm just telling you exactly
in his video.
what's
Even
going
said
on.
if it has not gotten to you, come,
You know
let's
that
talk.
it's going to
said.
come. But we're reliably informed. Our cameraman who was at Alausa yesterday, covering the event, they apparently used it on the news yesterday, said that the residents of Makoko refused the compensation and decided to protest.
To merge with
To merge
other
with
people,
other
my
areas.
12, Oroshoki,
Shoki.
and every other affected demolition areas. They convert at
the State House.
No, at under bridge, Ikeja under bridge.
Okay.
That was where they met. Then they marched down to the State
Alausa.
House,
So give us
demanding
another-
that they want to see the lawmakers. However, two lawmakers came out. I don't know their name to address them. They said no. They want to enter. They want to dialogue. That was their demand. They want a round table. Let's talk. Let's talk when you build under high tension wire. Some people said, that is how government will take land from you and then start reselling it. Some people said maybe government want to put their own establishment. Some people said, oh, maybe it's tribal problems
Sentiments.
or tribal sentiment. Maybe it's political sentiment and all. Then you start seeing some deep Yoruba people that are among these people. And Babajide Sanwo-Olu addressed this thing before. But yesterday was funny because sometimes when you say the police, the way they are acting is not this, is not that. Sometimes we as a people get we are the real thing that trigger
We agitate them.
Nigerian police force. Example, if you are driving and the Nigerian police say
Stops you.
park.
Why
And the
don't you
next
park?
thing you say,
Wait.
Oga, why you dey park me? Wetin happen? He can get angry and say, why are you talking to me like that? You say, I know my right. Okay, park. That right will be on the left-hand side today. Oh yeah, park to the left-hand side. You understand? So you can't know your right when. So I notice when I'm driving and I see police officer, maybe because of my kind of job, if I'm seated beside you while you are driving, if a police come, I throw away my face. I don't smile. But if me, I'm driving, I understood something called psychological effect. Your smile alone to a police officer is coming in. I'm like, Oga, wait, Oga, come on inside this sun now. I mean, they don't increase in our salary. You guys will talk. If you say they want to search, okay, search me, no problem. Even those ones that they say don't be searching our phone, don't touch our phone. It's because you have something inside. You don't have anything inside. Oh yeah, take. You don't check and finish. Give me my phone. So yesterday, the police were trying, to the extent that the commissioner of police came around to talk to these guys. All of you cannot enter to meet with. The lawmakers too came out. They said no. Okay, you cannot enter. You have to stay here to do all your whatever peaceful protest. And no, it was turning into something else. And they had to put their tear gas on. People started running air skater. Now they won't go outside to tell the real story.
That they had become a nuisance to society.
Thank you. Nigerian police is that nuisance at that moment for shooting up tear gas. They will say to peaceful protesters. I mean, why not have a representative that will talk with the government? You all cannot enter or drag yourself to enter. You want to show the government that you are stronger. Or you are just Makoko and Mitv. But if they open the political talks in Ikeja, they will disappear. But that was just what I saw.
I just want one or two words before we take the newspaper headlines only because we don't have time. So let's
I
hear from
think like the Yoruba people will say, "Ẹjọ́ là kọ́kọ́ kọ́ ká tó kọjá." You must know how to explain yourself before you get into a fight. You must be able to make a proper report of events. Nigerians, we need to learn how to fight for our rights. Most of the times, I think is resonance instead of resonating the positive vibes from people, we resonate the negative vibes. We just want to attack government, whether government is right or wrong. I'm not saying government is right all the time.
But you know.
But then, if we must do anything with the government, let's follow the right channels to address it. If these people feel that they are being cheated, the court is there. And lately, I think there's been improvements in the rule of law in Nigeria. Maybe in fact, they are working towards not making cases drag. So we need to always follow the appropriate channels. We can write to the governor with facts and all that. The governor's office is open to receive letters, not to receive everybody physically, but to receive letters. And anyone that makes sense, they can always, this roundtable these guys are demanding for, if it's a genuine case that they have to present, I'm sure even if the government cannot be there, or the
governor
speaker,
cannot be there,
they will delegate people to sit
yeah,
with
to
them.
handle it, yeah.
So we need to be civil. If we want our system to be civil, then we as human beings need to be civil.
All right, thank you so much. We just quickly take the headlines of the newspapers. Rio, can we take the Nation newspaper?
Well, the Nation, just a banner headline. APC kicks off Congress's convention plans Monday. Oyegun Utomi Lukman orders to draft ADC manifesto. I'm shocked that Oyegun has gone to ADC. I thought it was in APC. Pencon approve upward review for 2001-16 retirees. I'll just
You don't have the Nigerian Tribune?
No, I don't have it today.
Okay, from the Punch newspaper, the banner headline, outrage over police crackdown on Lagos anti-demolition protesters. That's what we just talked about. And the rider is, police tear gas protesters at Lagos Assembly, make arrests, activists, right groups slam police. Okay, and finally from the Vanguard newspaper, this is strange, we hardly take the Vanguard here.
Honestly.